If you want to use elimination to solve a system of equations, the whole premise of elimination is based on getting rid of one of the variables when you add the two equations together so that you can solve for one and then replace that to solve for the other. So to solve by elimination, you have to look at the two equations and decide. Usually elimination is easiest when x and y are on both sides of the equal sign and they're equal to a constant, which is true here. So elimination probably would be the fastest way. So look at the coefficients of x and y and first decide if there are any coefficients that are opposites. In this case, 1 and 4 are not opposites and 10 and 5 are not opposites. So you can't just add the equations together yet. But remember what you're allowed to do. You're allowed to multiply one or both equations by any number you want to attain an opposite. Just remember that what you do to one part of the equation you must do to the whole thing. So I can choose to eliminate either the x's or the y's. I feel like eliminating the y's because if I multiply 5 by negative 2, I can get it to be the opposite of 10. So I'm going to multiply this whole bottom equation by negative 2. And then this is what I'm left with. So I just bring down the first equation, which was x plus 10y equals 3. And I bring down the multiplied form of the bottom equation, which is now going to be negative 8x minus 10y equals negative 10. And now, all I have to do is add the two equations together. And when I do that, this is what I'm left with. Remember, the whole point of elimination was to eliminate a variable. So when I add x plus negative 8x together, I end up with negative 7x. The 10y's add to 0. And 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7. And when you divide both sides by negative 7, you end up with x equals 1. So that's part of your solution right there. Now, once you get x, remember, all you have to do is take that x value and substitute it into one of the two original equations to find y. So I'm going to choose the top one, which was x plus 10y equals 3. The value of x is 1 plus 10y equals 3. Subtract 1 from both sides, so you end up with 10y equals 2. And don't be tricked, you can get fractions. So when I divide both sides by 10, I get y equals 1/5, which is 2 over 10. And then I have to make sure that I'm right. So what I should do is check my answer very quickly, algebraically, by taking the two original equations. So I check. First I take x plus 10y equals 3. Substitute in what you know. You know x is 1 plus 10 times 1/5 equals 3. 1 plus, now you have to evaluate 10 times 1/5, but that's basically 10 divided by 5, which is 2, equals 3, and you get 3 equals 3, which is true. So you're almost done. Now you just have to do the second equation, which was 4x plus 5y equals 5. Substitute in, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 5 times 1/5 equals 5. And if you remember the multiplicative identity or the inverse property, 5 times its reciprocal 1/5 will give you a value of 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5, so 5 equals 5. That is also true. So you know your answer is correct. And remember, normally with a system of equations, the whole point is to express your solution as an ordered pair, because what you're really doing is finding where the two lines intersect. So in this case, the answer is 1/5. You could have also written 0.2 instead of 1/5.